everyone! So last week you had voted on Facebook for what corset you wanted to review next, and this corset won. So this is one of the new corsets from CorsetDeal, also sold at Corsets-UK and Corset-story, corsets-au, etc. And this is part of the 2012 collection of Gothic Overbust corsets. So here's the front, side, back, on the other side. So for the length and the fit of this here, the center front is 14 inches, and the highest part of the corset from the apex of the bust down to the bottom of the corset is about 14 3/4 inches, so not quite 15. However, you can see that is a long line corset, sort of. It comes down to a peak at the hips here. So the length of the corset at the side here is about 15.5 inches. So if you have a very short torso and you feel that the bottom of this corset is kind of going to hit the chair when you sit down, just be careful of that and measure the side of your torso. Make sure that it's long enough to be able to accommodate this corset when you're sitting down. I rather like the coverage of this. It gives a very, very soft sweetheart, but it's a little bit more edgy. You can see it comes up to a bit more of a point here. However, I feel nicely covered. Alright, so here is the corset laying flat, and you can see it's quite bulky, it's kind of huge. For the material of this corset, I feel two main layers in here. The fashion fabrics are alternating between this black PVC and the heavy black and silver polyester brocade. The PVC part is kind of smocked. It has these little gathers that are sewn into a regular diamond pattern, and then the brocade is flocked, which means that around the silver roses, the black parts here, they're raised and fuzzy. And then on the inside here is just a plain black twill for the strength fabric. For the pattern of this corset, it's made from a 6-panel pattern. So you can see here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 3 of these pieces are with the PVC and the other 3 are with the brocade. The seam allowances are always pressed towards the brocade side, so there's no bulk under the PVC areas, and the panels were actually assembled by top stitching at the seams for strength. And then boning channels are created from tubes of twill and put on the inside here. And there is an internal waist tape here made out of 1 inch wide single-faced satin ribbon. It's secured down at the boning channels here, so you can see it on the other side as well. Binding at the top and bottom of the corset are made out of a black shiny PVC. It's folded under nicely on the front here and then top stitched by machine to secure the underside here. And you can see on the underside it's just folded down and stitched flat. That is quite common and typical of any corset that has either leather or PVC as binding, as it reduces bulk, and also this raw side is not going to fray. If this does annoy you, you can just trim it down yourself with regular scissors. And also you can see that this corset comes with 6 little garter tabs, 3 on each side. And there is an unboned Modesty panel in the back made from the same flocked brocade and then twill on the underside here. It's 7.5 inches wide, so that's plenty wide to cover the back. It's sewn to the side here, but it can be easily removed because it's just 1 row of stitching here. And there's also a Modesty placket underneath the swing hooks here. It's 3 inches wide and it's made from PVC on the outside and twill on the inside. The front closure here has 5 large swing hooks. They are finished in silver and they're riveted to 1/2 inch wide steel bones. There are 2 1/2 inch wide steel bones, 1 on each side, that are 12.5 inches long. Now these swing hooks, they're quite strong and they're very simple to use. I had shown these swing hooks before in a previous review for the steampunk corset, and I like that they used 5 swing hooks in this corset as opposed to 4 that they used in the steampunk corset. The extra swing hook in this corset at the waistline, it prevents the bowing outwards like was seen in my last review. So that is one thing that I really like about this one.
And I've just turned the corset to the inside here so you can see the boning channels better, just because the fashion side is a little bit busy. There are 14 bones total in this corset, not including the 2 at the center front here. So 7 bones on each side. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And they're all flat steel boning except for the 2 bones that are following the bust curve here. Those are spiral so that they're more flexible and they can follow the curve around the bust instead of just kind of sticking straight up at that point there. So those 2 are spiral, all the other ones are flat steel bones. And here's a close-up of the grommets. There are 24 2-part size 0 grommets in this corset, so 12 on each side. They have a small to medium lip around, and they're spaced equidistantly. I don't see any popping out or fraying around the fabric. It's held up pretty well. And here's a close-up of the underside. You can see that this is pretty sound as well. They look quite sturdy. There's no splits, no tearing away yet. And these are the laces that come with the corset. They're 1/4 inch wide, flat braided nylon, shoelace style laces. Reportedly 8 meters, but I haven't actually measured for myself. However, I do notice that there is plenty of lace. I can open the back very wide to get into the corset. While I'm lacing it up, then the laces kind of reach the floor, so I don't really worry about this corset not coming with enough lace. However, I have heard from some other people that their corsets didn't come up with enough lace, so I don't know why there is some discrepancy there. But anyways, these are very strong, very resistant to fraying or tearing or snapping apart.
The availability for this corset seems to come and go. So sometimes it's available on the corset websites like Corsets-UK, Corsets-au, Corset-story, etc. And then sometimes it's not. When it is available, it is in the 2012 collection, advertised as a Gothic Overbust corset, and it's usually around $164 US or 105 pounds UK. Also, sometimes this corset is available on the CorsetDeal website as a made to order item, but once again, availability does come and go. And now for the bust test. So during the bust test, my pants wanted to fall down, but the corset did not, so I guess that's a good sign. I felt very comfortable during all 4 parts of the bust test, even when I was raising my arms. I find this gives a decent amount of coverage, and it pushes up the bust flat, and it's up to you whether you like that kind of look in your corsets, but I find it to be very secure. Even though it kind of makes me look very flat from the profile, at least I know that it's not going to be moving anywhere. So this concludes the review for this Gothic Overbust corset from CorsetDeal or Corsets-UK. I hope you enjoyed it and found it informative. If you did, then please click the like button and help support the channel. I will put up the poll for the next corset review up tonight on Facebook, and I will see you all on Thursday for the next video. Bye!